Well, good evening, everyone. Randy here. It is 10 p.m. Friday, July the 11th, 2014 of our Lord. Before I forget, there's supposed to be some sort of super moon going on the 12th. Something serious about the moon tomorrow night. But I want y'all to look at this right here, and what this call is going to be about, or this little session, is that it is quite apparent to me that what we're selling is ourselves here. We're starting our own each little individual social network. That's in reality, and I'll expand on that so that you'll clearly understand and you'll see where you're truly at right now. Do you see this page right here? I want you to focus on this. And this is this thing that's happening. These little synchronistic events. That's a funny little word now. I want you to focus on this. This is the first thing that I saw when I came in here. And I believe this thing will load again or something in a minute. We might lose this. But look at this. It's the first thing that I saw. Look at this right here. This is Facebook. And I want y'all to look at this right here. This is Fit, the financial intel team. Looking at this again. And what the picture is very important in this analogy. This here and this. Now, what we really have, and let me tell you about what I mean by a social network. What else could it really be? Because I was talking to Kevin, I was talking to several people at Troy and Hervet, and really what we have that's hard for people to understand is that it's really what we're really doing is that we are monetizing our lifestyle, literally monetizing our us, who we are. And it's hard to describe that, but I think that I have a very good way to be able to understand it. And that is we all do know that, and I'm gonna draw the analogy to the most common, which is network marketing, that kind of thing, and I believe that that's going to be one of the only places that people can look in the future because of the automation ordeal. So it's a catch 22 for everyone. But in that analogy there with the in the MLM world, the and then looking at Facebook and Fit and how there is a parallel is that I believe, just like in the MLM world, that every connection made has to start with an interaction of some sort. Now I do know that there are people that can do this and maybe will be able to do it solely through technical means and things like that. I might not be one of those people. I may be, because you do not need that many if you're truly going to give them a fair exchange of value. That's what this is about. It's all about fair exchange of value. So, approaching it the way that I will be discussing is from the way that my world is going to be, the way I will cause this to work for me. It may be different for you, but we all start with some form of connection. And mine is going to be that of interacting and actually getting to know someone and becoming friends with them. That's a good thing to do. The very fact that we are now able to accept credit cards in this industry, that is absolutely a an achievement, an award, a place of statute to be able to achieve credit card payment without having to put up just phenomenal amounts of reserve. That's been done because of a relationship that I had created with an owner of STP some 7 years ago when we did 14 Eagles. And so that solid quality relationship carried forth. And I'm going to pause one moment and check the volume on this microphone. Okay, I can't seem to control it once I've started the recording, so hopefully it's not real quiet because last night I was listening to the one before and it was very quiet. I'm sorry. So, picking back up here is let me see where we were at. The analogies with MLM are very similar in that the only thing really that is similar is that they both require that interaction or making friends. Now, this is really what we're doing. As you can see on the page in front of me, we have these things that we offer that are of value. I would have loved to have had this basic little Facebook training. I would have loved to have been able to had that. I would have considered that of great value. And all these things that we offer, these are good things. The hangout, because it's all going to come into play and be valuable tools if you utilize this properly. And then I'm going to show you the parallel. You'll be shocked at the kind of things that I think about, but they're possible. The analogy and the comparison and the commonality, the common things with Fit and Facebook and more. So when you make this connection, this friendship, what we do is we stop right there. We stop right there at the friendship, and we build what's going to happen later on that very foundation of friendship. And that needs to be something that I believe that we convey when we say hello, my name is in some way you'll be having to send out that energy about you that you're not there to extract something from them, but just to show and to offer. And you don't even start out like that. You just become friends, and in the process, you will be overwhelmed to be able to share with a friend something that you have found of great value. And that is really what we have is a social network of people. And that and I would be speaking to a new person, I am building my social network. I would like to show you what this is all about. I think that you would find great value. Our group, we interact with groups that are a part of this Fit Financial from all over the world, which we will be global. And that we have common places that we can go and we can interact with these people that have other interests. They have their own social networks of people they have put together, and we interact. And so for $35 a month, everybody is able to build their own social network that creates a revenue stream and supports them, plus the interaction with other people in real time on the current events that affect us all. That's what we're doing. So every individual will have the ability, we will offer in that $35, we'll offer them the use of a platform, a chat room platform, where their social network that they go out and create, they can use that chat room 24/7. It's for them. While in that chat room, there may be other social networks or people that just drop in from wherever, and they're interacting as well. So there's an entanglement going on from all of the independent social networks that's been created. A lot of these social networks will be around a commonality of spirituality or religion, but everybody is in harmony. This is a place that they can voice their own truth in a very, very acceptable environment, and that will be the tone. And so the interactions is what we're looking at, but you get all of these things are given to you in this $35 that you can use to build your social network. You have that chat room. You can interact there. We'll be having hangouts for all of the groups, and one of them would be a regular one, most likely done by someone who had a lot to do with this, and I'll be speaking of me. You know, Randy will have regular calls that we can go to, hangouts, and he has something called, we'll call it Ramblin' Randy's Radio or whatever, that would be private only for those members that could access that. And so these are all things that you could offer to in your $35. You have access to all these things to use at your disposal to build your social network. That is a real, a viable, and a duplicatable way to present this, because it is a broad brush in that it takes in everybody's particular area that they find dear to their heart. It lets everybody know up front that it is about them. These tools are for them to be able to go out, be a part of the inviter's social network, and other people in the existing social network are there to help that individual, the inviter and the person that they are inviting. There's others there to help support that individual being introduced to build their social network inside of ours. We're one big cosmos, but we have separate little independent globes in there called social networks that each one of us build. I think that is very powerful. Now, this is the interesting part. This is the kind of thing that I sit around thinking about, and I'm sharing with you my value or my life's journey. So this is what you would be sharing with someone else about your experience in life. They will come and they will want to hear about you, because you will be the apex of your social network. You'll be able to discuss your topics to them, and those that want to hear, and even those outside, because I'm going to show you how we can actually have an itinerary or a schedule or listings of people that will have different hangouts. They'll have different conference calls about what their social network or their interest or area that moves them, that we could all go and we could listen independently if it was open. That's getting very, very much value that we're adding. Now, here's what the way that I look at this. Here's Facebook. It's a social networking environment. Other than making revenue from these ads that we see I don't know where they're at now. They're usually everywhere. But that's how they derive their revenue, plus the profiling and data mapping that they do, that they sell to the NSA and all that. That's what this is. It drives revenue. But with what we would have it fit, now listen to the far thinking and the reaching of this. What we would have with fit would be people that would come in. They would be of various interests. They would have various things that they do. They would have various things that they would offer for those people that were interested in whatever that theme is within that particular social network group. There could actually be a place for people to be able to do a fair exchange of value for their goods or services, and use their fit credits. And at any time, those fit credits could be converted into a different form of exchangeable medium. If what you hear, if what you think you hear is right, what we would have created is a virtual currency that there's different social networks would be able to hang their shingle. I'm far thinking now, but very, very possible. And what you're looking at here at Facebook would become something potentially that would be dragging behind what we're talking about doing, because people would be involved with that. Those that were members of that social networking society would all be generating quite large sums of money just from those that they have introduced to this social network, that also are deriving revenue from it. Plus, there would be a whole community of, we'll call them vendors, or people that have services that can be delivered within the scope of what we do, or the way that it's arranged between the buyer and the seller, that fair exchange of value. and they could use fit credits that they earn here to move into other things. Is that not just absolutely wild? Does anybody have any questions about our product? And I want to tell you this too. Mine is patriotic. Now I'm going to shift gears here a little bit, and I'm only doing that to validate the point that even though I sometimes may speak a little what on the outskirts of what some may say is getting a little bit too bold about being patriotic, and that they're all out to get us and that kind of thing, I want to share with you that the younger demographic, those that are in this hip hop kind of deal, the boom, boom, boom as the cars go by, they're not all what some would say way out there. What is way out there now? But I want you to listen to this. And this is one of the most outspoken, direct, and he even speaks of how dangerous it is for him to speak so directly blunt in the music industry about things that are going on. Listen up. Okay, let's do it again. Here we go.
They say, may the bridges that we burn light the way. I like for my shoes to look like they've been walked, in my house to look like it's been lived, in my car to look like a coffin it's been driven off a cliff. My career like a non-stop graveyard shift. I like for my shoes to look like they've been walked, in my house to look like it's been lived, in my car to look like a coffin it's been driven off a cliff. My career like a non-stop graveyard shift. I like for my shoes to look like they've been walked, in my house to look like it's been lived, in my car to look like a coffin it's been driven off a cliff. My career like a non-stop graveyard shift.
Do it, mess up my mind.
Wanna get busy.
Do it, mess up my mind.
Wanna get busy.
Do it, mess up my mind.
Wanna get busy.
Do it, mess up my mind.
Wanna get busy.
You started Strange Famous Records in 1996. What compelled you to start an indie label all the way back then, and how hard was it to get off the ground?
Well, it didn't get off the ground until like many.
Very brave young man. I say young, a man there. That's the hip hop side of things. He's directly confronting the problems that we have in that music industry. And we might just fly right past them or hear them or see them the way that they're dressed and just stereotype them into what we have envisioned as what a rapper or a hip hop act like, and that's stereotypical of all of us, rushing to judgment. But he's a brave young man, a brave man, and I'm proud of him. But so I wanted y'all to hear that, because that's that's what I bring. Is I bring that we are in grave. I would say that we need a heads up on the geopolitical issues. Other people may not be that passionate about it, but they'll bring their own social networks here. They can actually use our backbone. That's what this is doing, is giving people with all social networks the ability to access that backbone that will fund and help their social network grow. That's what they all have in common, is that thread. No matter what your social network theme is, you can all use that accounting system to be able to help grow your business, is what this is, because we are actually selling the services that we have here, plus we offer a membership monthly to this broad array of social interactive people and groups. But the parallel that we have here between Facebook and Fit, that might sound grandiose, but when you look at this of what I've just went over, that is not, I repeat, not outside of the scope of possibilities at all, because all that it would take is that everyone understand now that what you have to offer. You have the ability to use these tools I just described, the chat rooms, your ability to learn how to do Facebook and a Google Hangout, and you can start your social network of people, even if it's 2 or 3 people a week that come to your hangout or one of your conference calls. You can build that pod, and then you can all go to one of the more common ones that may be out there in the future. A lot of people will be coming predominantly to mine, but what I'm trying to stress is this: in this there is no need for you to feel that there is a one particular hierarchy, one spot that would be that's going to be able to cause you to be successful, because the success is inside of you. It's not looking for one particular site where everybody would go. Most everybody's going to come to the site that I'm doing right now until they grow to the point to where I'll be off their radar. They'll go off into doing whatever they're doing, having their own calls. That's the way these things work. Especially this one, because it's so easy to adapt that platform that does the accounting and disbursement to anything that you have out there. Anything that you have going, you can adapt that platform, that accounting system, to be able to fund that particular social network group. It is absolutely off the wall if anybody can see this. And then you throw in here the fact of what I've just brought into the big picture. Can you see people or ways that we could have a beautiful site, an actual portal into the financial intel world? And once in there, there would be all sorts of areas, like in a mall, that you could go to, of people who had various different things that they had to offer. I'm talking about down to anything. Virtual garage sales. It doesn't make any difference. There could be just untold numbers. And what we have just done is we have taken the social networking and mammoth, historic making portal, and we've hit the bullseye. That's what this whole picture thing, when I hit it, everything that I'm talking to you about came within a second. When I saw this bullseye, saw this, went over, saw this, saw the parallel, and I could see how we could end up having a virtual currency, and that happened within the twinkling of an eye. Isn't that something? Do you see what we got here? Does anybody see the potential? I surely do. And guess what also came on this very day? The keys to the gate. We can take credit card payments. We're now free to move about the cabin. Y'all enjoy your Friday evening. I sure am. I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to take in a little bit of this. By the way, see this right here? It's 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 39 seconds. I'm going to give you about 10 straight minutes. That means that this little timer right there above is going to be on 10 minutes. But I'm going to ride her on out this evening, the solid hour, and let me tell you something. After all the chaos that goes on, and some of the unbelievable thoughts that you'll have coming at you to taking in all this data, everybody needs a little time just to let that thing cool off, man. let that mainframe cool off. They pack those mining machines on Bitcoin because they're hashing so fast. They pack them, some of them, in ice to keep those mainframes from getting hot. Currently, at this moment, our mainframe behind your eyes, between your ears, is Google's ahead of the power of these computers, but they're catching up fast. By the way, does anyone know what a Google is? Google's the largest number that they've got out there. Isn't that funny that the name of the company, Google, and it is a 1 with about 100 or 1,000 zeros behind it. That's a Google. Got you another wrinkle? Is that worth anything? Let's get 10 minutes of this, and we'll go from there. Here we go. Whoa, we. For those people that made it all the way through, I mean, only you will can say if you did or not. It's very difficult, especially if you're not used to this, and it is kind of weird. But I'll tell you what. Once you start doing this a little bit, and you have your eyes closed, your eyes will actually start being moving around because those frequencies will actually you'll start feeling the inside of your head seems like moving around, and when you come out it takes a good 10-15 seconds just to orient yourself. Now let me share this with you. Unless you've done it, and this particular one seems to be extremely effective. Imagine 1 hour and 2 minutes. Because there's a point in there that you realize that there isn't anybody else left to entertain you and just you. That's when it gets real interesting. Y'all enjoy that now. Glad to have y'all listening to my little thread. Look real forward to you setting up your social network, and I'd love to come sit in and see what's going on in your world. Please invite me. Go out tomorrow, smile at a stranger to make you feel real good. You'll never know what you might do for them. God bless this wonderful country of America. This is Jedi One, aka Randy, to my mother and others. We down.